Hey, welcome to the show. This week we talk about the 3 things your boss needs to know to kickstart their marketing programs. Check it out. Hey everyone, and thanks for listening to this week's episode of Brands on Brands on Brands. If you are new to the show, I'm Brandon Birkmeyer. I'm a brand strategy and marketing expert. I've worked 17 plus years at advertising agencies with businesses like Coca-Cola, Walmart, Apple, and Jack in the Box, to name a few, on their marketing strategy. I currently help retail businesses, small businesses, and entrepreneurs to develop their brand strategy and marketing approach to drive long-term sales growth. Before we get started with this week's episode, if you want to get started building your brand online, go to brandonbrands.com to download my free online branding checklist. Hey there, everyone. Thanks for tuning in. This week, again, 3 things your boss needs to know to kickstart their marketing programs. If you work at a small business, you have the opportunity to wear a lot of hats. It's kind of a great advantage. It doesn't matter what your actual role or title is, you can contribute at so many levels. But it takes you taking the initiative. You have to be the one to step up and raise your hand and say, I can do a little bit more than I'm doing right now. I'd love to help. I'd love to be involved. And I think one of those roles that is often overlooked, that anyone in the organization can raise their hand and help, especially at a small business. If you got 5 or 10 people that work at a store or at a company, you can raise your hand and you can say, I'd love to help with your marketing. And that sounds like a big, broad term, because it is. But marketing is one of those opportunities that is staring you right in the face. Every company can benefit from marketing. And so many small business owners simply do not have the time to manage a marketing program. Now, obviously, there's a lot of things you can do. So hopefully I can get you started. But whether it's helping them with their email or their Facebook or their content creation or ads, if you take it chunk by chunk and bit by bit, there's value that anyone in a company can add, and that's what we can talk about today. The irony behind all of this is marketing tends to be the best way to grow a business, yet it's the last thing on the to-do list, especially for these business owners who I talk to all the time, and they say, I value marketing, I know where we're going, but I'll get to it. I need this a little bit. I have to figure out this problem I have, or I'll get to it next month. I'll talk to you next month. Call me back. But thank you for your help. I hear this, all kinds of excuses and different things all the time. And even if they believe that marketing can grow their business, they just don't have time. And that's where you come in. And then businesses get stuck just trying to keep up with these business operational things, and they wonder, why can't I drive the growth I need? Why do I get stuck? Why am I trying different things and nothing's working? Why can't I drive the growth I need to get this business to the next level? And the answer is, you can't just rely on what's working in the past, what's worked in the past. You can't just rely on the word of mouth that you already have. You can't just rely on people randomly stopping by because they saw you along the road. You actually have to be active about engaging with customers. You need a plan. You need to have a set of steps that you know how to take, that have been tried and true, that have a strategy to them, that help you take action to build your customer base. It's also ironic that there are so many people interested in growing within their companies. So many of us want a challenge. We want to grow. We want to be used to our full potential. And we don't know how to ask. We want to contribute. We want to do more. We want to help. We want to make a difference. We don't ever get the opportunity because we don't ask, or we don't ask in a way that is effective, or we aren't able to show the value of letting us in to help out with some of these other tasks. And then what happens a lot of the time is the company will lose these great people that have wanted to contribute, that wanted to stay more than 6 months or more than a year. They wanted to be there long term, as long as there was room to grow and improve and do different things and learn. And you lose these people, these great, motivated, ambitious people, you lose. Don't let your valuable employees get bored or find a job somewhere else. Don't let them get offered more pay or this growth opportunity at a different company. How much money does it take to hire and train these people over and over and over again when they could be adding value to your business and contributing in a way that maybe you hadn't thought of? The often most overlooked resource is the one right under our nose. And the truth is, business owners need all the help they can get. They're doing a lot. They are the ones driving all the change in the business. And the only way it happens is when the team around them speaks up and volunteers. Hey, do you have a minute? I'd love to talk to you for 10 minutes about how I can help this organization, how I can help this company. I want to contribute. I want to be a team player, and I have the energy to do it. And you can't go in asking and not knowing what you want to do for someone, because they'll think of, oh, sure, work a couple extra hours. You have to have a plan of what you want to tell them that you want to help with. You have to take the initiative within your company to show that you can be an asset and know exactly those couple of things you can do. Say, hey, I kind of heard that we were looking at running some Facebook ads. I've been doing some research on that. I heard we want to build a new website, or I saw our website. I found some things online that we could change, and I'm happy to work with freelancers to have that taken care of. Whatever the thing is, get involved. Look for opportunities in your business to do things different, and see if you can present some of those ideas and take charge and ownership of those projects. Because if you don't volunteer, you're never going to get the chance. And you want to be that asset, that indispensable asset that the company needs and grows with. That'll get you those promotions quicker, and it'll grow you as a person along the way and as a professional in your industry. And the funny thing is, it's so easy today to do that. Marketing education and execution for small business can be done just a little bit of online research or a little bit of training. It's not that hard to get the foundational elements to build some starter programs for a business that's doing nothing or is just getting started. With just a little bit of inspired thinking and the right volunteers looking to contribute to the company, the sky's the limit. So here are the 3 things that I would say your boss needs to know to kickstart their marketing program that you can look at right now and see how you can help. But first, they need to change these couple things in their head. A, they need to know that they can't do it alone. You need to make it very clear, hey, I know you're very busy, and because of that, I'm the best option for making things happen. I have the time, I have the passion. Let me be the person that moves things forward, because no one can do it alone as a business owner. Be the one to offer that help. Number 2, they need a strategy, you need a strategy. You can't just go in and start executing marketing without an actual goal and a strategy to achieve that goal, a plan. You may not be the right person to come up with that plan, but without a plan, there's no point in trying to spin your wheels on this. So the boss needs to know that they can't do it alone, that there has to be a strategy, that you're not going to just go into this blind. And the third is they need to know that they don't need proof that it will work. And we'll cover that in depth, but everyone wants to know that the effort that's put into something will result in positive return. And I'm here to argue that for marketing, you don't need proof that it's worked, because marketing has been working forever. And we'll cover that a little bit. But those are the 3 things I'll say to kickstart a marketing program. That's the conversation you need to have. Hey, boss, I'm inspired. I want to help. You can't do it alone. I'm here for you. I want to be the one that moves us forward. You need a strategy. I'm going to figure out how to do that for you and get your sign off. And I know you want proof of this. This can work, but let me show you how to work. Let me do the work for you, and we'll get better as we go. Those are the 3 things. If you can agree to those 3 things, you've taken the first step towards getting unstuck in your business. So let's dive into the you cannot do it alone. This might seem obvious, but it's not something that sinks in a lot, because everyone is happy doing their jobs and playing their role because they don't want to rock the boat. The first thing any business owner will tell you is that they have a million things to do and no time to do it. And when you go through the list of projects for a business, marketing is always at the bottom of the list, even if it makes the list. Maybe it doesn't. To get past that, you need to find someone else that does have the time to take on the responsibility of marketing. Maybe it's 1 hour a day. Maybe it's 1 hour a week. It's something more than they had. Maybe you put in overtime and you're happy to help in that way. Marketing can be outsourced, but there needs to be someone internally who can provide resources and assets to that outsourced help to move things along. How many times have I met someone, oh my God, so many times, where they say, I'm ready to go. You are the person that's going to help me accomplish this marketing program. I'm always like, great, here's what I need. I need these photos, this pictures. I need to know your mission. Like, here's 5 questions. Can you answer these 5 questions? Sure. No response, no email, no time to answer the questions. These are the problems. If you don't have time to answer some of the first things that take you to where you need to go, without inputs, with bad inputs, you're going to get bad outputs. And every marketing program needs good inputs. So that's the first step. Someone who's willing to provide the inputs to move the marketing towards its first step. Even if you're outsourcing, those inputs are critical, and someone needs to be there internally that's not the owner, that has the time to give those inputs. It could come from the owner. Maybe you're chasing the owner, you're following around with the notepad, asking questions, whatever it is, you're the champion of that progress in the business. If you're building a website, you need pictures, you need copy, you need the information about the company that the web builder should know to tell your story. If you want to build content, someone needs to approve the content strategy, approve the content stories themselves that get written and posted. If you need ads, someone has to approve the marketing message and be involved in the goal setting and performance reporting. You don't need to hire someone internally to do all this. This is a lot of stuff, I get that, but no one has the budget to pay for a full-time marketing role at a lot of these small businesses. You already have the people at the company that can easily be trained to manage these marketing tasks. They just need to be given the permission to make decisions and take ownership of the project. That's it. A little training, the permission to make decisions and to take ownership of the project. Without those, nothing's going to get done. If you want the marketing program to actually happen, someone has to be there to provide their time, their energy, their passion into gathering resources and providing inputs. Once that happens, the business owner is free to focus on the rest of the business, as long as they can commit a little time for check-ins with this new marketing lead. And that marketing lead is the person responsible for keeping the owner accountable to those check-in times. Hey, owner, because you're right there with them in the business. An outsider can't chase down the owner. It's a phone call and email. That's easy to avoid. Someone who's in the business with them, that sees them every day or very regularly, they're the ones that can say, hey, got to remind you, I need you for 30 minutes today. Can I follow you? What do you need me to do? I got to go in a car with you somewhere? Like, what's going on? I need some time to get this thing moving. You being the champion of moving marketing forward is what's going to contribute to these things happening or not happening. I've seen it time and time again. If the marketing can be led by someone other than the owner, you can fast track your program. Things that should take 2-3 weeks or 4 to 6 weeks can take 6 months because no one's moving it forward because they don't have the time. They drag on and little decisions that should be an easy email answer take forever and you get no response. That's ridiculous. You need help and people are there to help you. So take advantage of it. This is valuable time because from a marketing perspective, every new lead you generate quickly with marketing has much more time to visit your business and tell their friends about it. Every time someone comes in that's new, they saw your ad, they now can become a regular customer. If they've never heard of you and it takes 6 more months to hear about you for the first time, you've lost 6 months of business from that customer and everyone that they've told about it, or they could have told about it and their friends. The networking effect of a new customer. And that's a lot of business over time. Time is a huge asset when it comes to marketing, and so many people waste that and waste their time and fall way behind and lose money that you'll never get back. You can only cram so many people into a business in a day, and someone that you could have got earlier is the best thing that you could have brought to your business, and marketing can do that for you. So after you admit that you need help and you can't do it alone, that second thing we talked about is you need a strategy. Every business owner will tell you that it's They believe in marketing, but they want to make sure it's done right. And this is an excuse for them not to do it at all. They want an effective marketing program. Yeah, that's fair. You should want that. But that can't be your excuse. No one wants to waste money on something. So don't waste money. Have a plan. You might not know how to go about building that plan, but that's when you bring in outside help. Not permanent, but temporary outside help to accomplish project by project what you need done. It could be a couple of hours of time. That's nothing in the grand scheme of a marketing budget. You don't want to hire a person for the company full time, fine. So find someone that you trust that's on your current team that doesn't have background in marketing, and have them answer the easy questions, and then bring in your expert on a project basis and say, okay, here's the first thing I need to tackle. Or here's everything, by the way. Can you help me prioritize? Maybe that's the first question. Can you help me prioritize what I should do first in my business? And then decide what to tackle. You have a little list and you go through it. That expert doesn't have to be there all the time. They can help you prioritize, and then you bring them in for a couple hours. And in those couple hours, you might make so many decisions that you would have never made because you had a little bit of time to focus on how to grow your business. And in that time, you might get the clarity you need and the roadmap to taking the next step. And that saves a lot of time. And then you can decide, based on what you've learned, what type of training your team needs to execute your marketing. You can hire a specialist to show you how to set up a Facebook ad. You can hire someone to show you how to manage your website or how to optimize your email programs. You can sign up for classes online that walk you through the process. It's not that hard. I've taken them myself. You can outsource these projects to freelancers. You can use the team as managers that are responsible for hiring and managing the performance of freelancers. There's so many ways to do this. That it's hard, that it's complicated, that you don't have a strategy is not an excuse. These marketing projects are now so easy to launch that high schoolers are taking on projects like this after checking out the DIY tools. The big players in marketing want to make it easy, so they've laid out how to do it on their websites, top to bottom, DIY. They're hoping business owners will take advantage of it. And those that don't, the younger generations are coming in saying, I'll do it, pay me. Hire someone to do it. It's not that hard to learn. I'm not saying you should hire people that are just learning it for the very first time, but it really is that self-explanatory in terms of execution. It's the strategy that takes experience. So that's the part that you should be outsourcing and bringing in experts for. It's a strategy where you need to find out, what's my game plan? How do I map that out? Can someone who's done this before help me? It's the expert that you should check in with along the way to make sure you're following best practices. And then let the team execute it. Let them execute against your strategy. Let them follow the plan. Let the team check the work against the best practices. That's it. It's that simple. And now, proof. Do you need proof that this works? No, you don't need proof. You might say you need proof, but, and I hear that a lot of times, every business owner wants to say that they need to know that this is going to work. They want to know that the money is well spent. I don't fault them for asking those questions. Of course, you want to have proof that your investment is going to provide a reasonable return. And even if they believe in marketing, they still want some sort of evidence that it's going to work for them specifically. Even better, they want to know exactly what to expect. Well, what am I going to get? Is it 1% return? Is it 2%? If I spend $1, am I going to get $3 back? Like, what's my return? They want to know the exact numbers. And I'm not a genie. I can't tell you these exact numbers. But what's funny is, I'd love to tackle the obvious answers first when I'm working with business owners. And the first is marketing works. I shouldn't have to say this. Marketing works. There isn't a business that exists without marketing. You can't sell a product or service without someone knowing about it. It's that simple. So whether you're actively managing it or not, you're always marketing your business. Your current marketing may only be word of mouth referrals, or your resume, or your storefront, or your business card, or your personal email, or your networking with potential clients. But you should be doing more than you're currently doing if that's all you're doing. You're doing some marketing, it's helping a little bit, but there's so much more out there, so much more potential. There's so much more that you could be doing to grow your business with the strong return that you're looking for, but you have to commit to it. If you're perfectly happy with your current business, I don't mean to pressure you. Maybe you should keep everything the same. I'd argue that you should be always looking for new ways to do things better, to do them smarter, to do them faster. Because otherwise you run the risk of your business falling behind. And I'd rather you run the risk of your business jumping ahead and tearing down the competition. That's just the way I think. I'd rather gamble on winning along the way. And a well-designed marketing program can save you time, it can save you money while building your customer base beyond what you've already done. There are always wasted efforts, that's true. There's always wasted energy in every business. A marketing plan can help cut some of that out, can help lose some of those inefficiencies that can happen if you have a strategy. Don't just spin your wheels saying, oh, this guy can help me with Instagram, so I'm just going to pay him. And you don't have a strategy. You have to have a strategy. Otherwise, how do you know it's going to work? How do you know that it's helping you towards an actual goal that makes sense? You can't just start moving. You have to start with a plan. You want proof? Yeah, I know we were talking about proof. You want more proof? Well, look at every successful business. Let's start there. Look at businesses that are actually working. Do they have marketing? You bet your ass they do. Look at your competition. Look at every successful business that you can see today. Do they have marketing? Yeah, I bet they do. Look at your competition. Look at how you spend your own money. How often do you make decisions based on marketing? It's probably a lot more than you think. If you actually sit down and map it out, the last time you needed something, how did you find it? Did you Google it? Did you ask for a referral from a friend on Facebook? Did you see a TV ad for it? Did you compare costs for it on a website? Of course you did. Everyone does. You interact with marketing every day, and the companies that pay attention to it and have a plan, they win. It's that simple. They win. They have a plan. They take advantage of the opportunities that are out there. They use their team, and they keep moving. Once you admit that marketing works, and that shouldn't be that hard to admit, but once you can admit that it works, you can get into how it can work for you. It takes commitment. It does. It takes commitment because for every company, they are going to have a different thing that works for them. So it's not perfectly mapped out for you, but you need to keep trying things to find out what works for you the best. If you don't try it, you're not going to figure out and optimize and make better and grow. So yeah, the sooner you start, the faster you learn and improve. The sooner you start, the sooner you have benchmarks, the sooner you know what's not working, what is working slightly better, the sooner you're setting up tests for things that could continue to grow your business and improve your return on investment. There are plenty of people to help give you the ideas of where to start or where to evolve or where to optimize. You can hire an expert. You can get out there and network with other successful business owners. Ask them what works. Say, hey, you're in this space. What do you see that works the best for you? You can't do this alone. You have to get advice from other people. And once you commit to marketing, the only decision becomes how to manage it with the resources you have and how to keep making it better. So many business owners can't get past the point of being too busy to make a commitment. But those that do wish they'd done it sooner. So use your team. And if you're the team member listening to this, send this to your boss. Be an advocate for your company. Put on your marketing hat. Get moving. Take advantage of all the opportunity that lays out there in front of you. And who knows? Maybe tomorrow you'll find out that you're now the new marketing lead at the company. Isn't that exciting? Or your company is actually moving forward with marketing and they never have before. Get out there and do it. I hope you had some value. I hope you found value in listening. I appreciate your time. Thanks for tuning in. Catch you next time. I want to take this opportunity to thank you for listening. If you've received value from any of these episodes, please take the time to leave me a review on iTunes. Let me know what you learned, why you listen. It helps other people discover the podcast, and it helps me build the podcast around the topics that you find interesting. It's my goal to build content that actually provides you value. So thank you. Talk soon.